So you have to do more with less. We've all heard it before, right? That's kind of like a bad joke these days, but we hear it a lot, and there's a good reason for it. Is because the dollars that used to be readily available to the industry that you and I operate in aren't there anymore, right? They've been destroyed by fluctuating commodity prices that impacts oil and gas, chemicals, every kind of manufacturing business, steel prices, right? Also, the global pandemic, it's like everything's been upended, the game has been changed. So how do you do it? Well, from my experience, having done this for many companies and having spent hundreds of hours focused on this exact question, let me share what I've learned, okay? If you are trying to do more with less in process safety management and you aren't utilizing something like Aware, for example, to handle mechanical integrity stuff, you're not going to be competitive for very long. Okay, so if you haven't heard of Aware, it's by Intertek. It's a software that just takes all the NDT testing, so all the thickness of your pipes and your pressure vessels, and it just automatically calculates the life left. Okay, so and we've helped people basically get all their information into Aware, right? So that's not new for us. Also, mechanical integrity, again, it's a huge beast, and it's one of the biggest in terms of all the elements of process safety management. When you consider all the components in your facility, like all the pumps, fans, compressors, rotating equipment, all the safety critical equipment, the gauges and sensors, the alarms that need to be tested, the valves, ESD, right, the things that are SIL rated, and everything, right, the automation, everything that goes into your mechanical integrity program that you need to make sure 100% you're on top of, like, it's a beast. And time again, I come across companies that are still trying to manage all this with a spreadsheet, and that used to work okay. It used to work okay when you had like an army to help manage all that. Someone to just be constantly following up on thousands of components and trying to coordinate all these work orders and everything to make sure everything's being tested. But you cannot do that going forward. You will not be competitive. And so there's enterprise software like eMate, and we've helped people take all those thousands of components and migrate them into eMate. It's better than SAP, right? And it's easier to implement, faster to implement, and it's meant for lean operating teams. SAP is powerful, but it's a beast, right? And I know SAP. Furthermore, like MOCs, right? Don't manage it with paper. Like it's nice and comforting to have that piece of paper. And if you want to back it up with paper, totally fine. But there are loads of enterprise software for MOC that are a bad idea. That'll make you want to pull your hair out. There's a few that are worth their weight in gold. And then like you really need to explore remote process hazard analysis, remote PSM audits. And so Petronas has been a pioneer in how to do that effectively so that you get the same quality of audit that you can in person, and you lower the cost, right? And so COVID's changed the game. And to say, well, we can't have consultants on site, or maybe you've started to open up and have some consultants, but like you really don't like adding all that cost back in for travel. Well, we've pioneered how to do things remotely, and so that's got to be part of your game plan. And then there's the whole document management system, and there's a whole management system for action item trackers, right? Every kind of process safety event that you do is going to generate a whole list of action items. So how are you managing all those? Because you used to be able to do that with paper and with emails, but like I shared the story before, if your company has reduced its headcount to a small number that are in charge of process safety and project management, and you've even reduced your operations staff, you cannot do that with paper and emails. You need to have an automated system that can easily send out its own emails automatically to remind people to get information back and into the secure management system, right? So you have a central repository for all your important documents. If you don't do that, the alternative is to just eternally have a rat's nest, to have like revisions upon revisions of documents. And you don't even know what the most current thing is. And so is that really safe? Like an operator's looking at a set of drawings and it might be like revision 3 and you're on revision 13 or something. And it's like, well, what's changed? Is he even looking at the same thing? So if you're asking yourself the question, well, how do you do more with less? This is how. If you want to reduce your headcount and stay compliant with process safety and be excellent in your operations, you got to turn to these new workflows, right? This is not 2019, it's not 2020 anymore, right? This is the next level. So if you're ready to level up, we're ready to help, excited to help, and just thanks for tuning in.